Hello, Debbie. How are you doing? Let me know if if this all looks good. If there's a lot of shadows, let me know. Of course, my laptop is a little delayed. Of course, it looks like it's just you and me. Oh, there's somebody else coming on, so we'll give a few minutes. I'm a minute early this week, and I'm not showing my face because I've got to teach you guys a class. So let me know how everything looks, and we'll get started. I did say we were going to start right on the dot, so I think we're going to do that. I'm going to be making 4 cards tonight. So I'll just give a couple more minutes for a few more people to come on. Let us know where you're watching from. Again, if you like this video, you can post or you can share it. It would be really helpful to build my network. It's taking me forever to build my Facebook page. My YouTube channel is no problem, but this darn Facebook page, I just don't know. The algorithms with Facebook, you just never know, right? So a little shadowy at the bottom, but you're good. Okay. All right. It's the way I need 2 of these ring lights because I only have one on my left side, so I'm sure it's brighter on this side. All right, we got Louise on here. Nice to see Louise from Kentucky. Hope you guys are doing well down there. It's going to be Christmas in just a little bit, you guys. Are you guys all done your Christmas shopping? I just have a little bit left. Usually what I do is I go and buy things on my list, and then I go back and check it twice like we're supposed to. And I walked 4 miles in my house on Saturday between wrapping presents, cleaning house, baking, and I don't know what else. I never ever picked up an ink pad this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Can you guys believe that? But it's definitely, it was kind of strange. I kind of missed it, but I'm rocking and rolling now. I've got my card club. I need to place my order tonight for all my supplies after we get done here. So, and then I'm gonna proof my instructions for December's card club. But anyway, I'm gonna get started. There's a few of you guys on here, and I appreciate you guys. Yes, Teresa, it's very cold. 5 degrees at my house this morning at 5:30 this morning. 5 solid degrees. We go from 50 something to like 5 overnight. It's kind of like spring to summer in Vermont. There's just never like a medium. It's just like all in, right? It's just crazy. Pretty soon it's gonna be like below 0. All right, we got Carla on here. So we've got a fair amount of you, so I really appreciate that. The first thing I'm going to go over are the Christmas cards I received and a few other cards I have received in the mail. So if you would like me to showcase your card, please send it to me. If you want my address, you can just go to my website. It's on there. If you're on my email contact list, it's always at the bottom because with Constant Contact, you need to put your address on. So my mailing address is on there, so it's down at the very, very bottom. So send me a card and I'll showcase it on my next live, either here on Facebook or on YouTube. So I will save this video and stream it to YouTube a little bit later. So let's go. I've got this Christmas card, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this one is from Dottie. So may your days be merry and bright. Dottie's local to me, so really nice card, Dottie. Thank you. And this one is from Eileen. I love how she made this little ornament at the top and popped it up with a mini Stampin' Dimensional underneath here. Now, these products, not all of them are 100% Stampin' Up, and that's okay. As long as you're making cards and sending cards, that's what all counts in my eyes. I love how she added the banner underneath the sentiment. I think this is from a paper pumpkin. So sending you peace and joy all year long, and there's a message on the inside. And then this one is from Linda M. She's in my card club. She is out west. I love how she used, I think it's the Tasteful Textures embossing folder underneath here. Nice little stitch square there. And I think soft succulent right there. And then on the inside is that nice foliage there. I love how she did that. Never even thought about doing that. And I do love the soft succulent color on this one here. And then here's one, Glory to the Newborn King. Love the silver floral, silver foil along with all those little stars. And this is from, I can't remember who I got this from. I think it's Deb. So if this is your card, I know more than one Deb, so let me know. Yeah, it says handmade by Deb. I think she's in my card club. This one I got today. Warmest greetings of the season and every good wish for the coming year. This one is from Carla. Thank you, Carla. You're on here. Here's your card. Very pretty. I love it. Very nice. And I love this little cute little bow here. Very nice. Nice square knot. This one is from a friend of mine that lives up in Georgia, Vermont, up north. I've known her for such a long time. And I love the cabin dies. Now, I didn't get this stamp set, and I wish I kind of did. I love how she made this. So it's kind of one of these like flap cards. I don't know the name of it really. This is all open here. Okay, so I can put my fingers through it. Really beautiful card, Serena. And she used some sequins here. She's a Stampin' Up demonstrator up north. Love that silver foil there, and then on the inside there. So thank you so much. And then Merry Christmas and best wishes for the coming year. Here's that beautiful paper. You think I'd remember it because I cut so much of it, but I go from 1 month to the next and lose my thought. I love this little tree here. Whimsy and Wonder, it just came to me. And this is from Carol. Thank you so much, Carol. Beautiful card. And then this one, I sold some cards at work. This card I made last year. And Flo sent me this with a nice little message on the inside there. So very nice. She moved to Claremont. So now I have her email or a mailing address. So I sent her a card this weekend. And then here's some cards that are not Christmas cards. This one is from Deb. I have never done this, you guys. This is vellum. Okay, so that's vellum that's been embossed underneath here, and we've added that designer series paper, and then a nice piece of white. Now, I have never ever done that, so I'm going to give that a try one of these times. I love the whale and the turtles there, and that paper is so super special. And the rhinestones as well. And a cute little note in there. Thank you so much, Deb. See, I know more than one Deb. And then this one is a thank you card. This is from Kate Speckman. She is a North American on the East Coast, a demonstrator. This came from the home office. Like, I had a kind of meet and greet a couple weeks ago on my lunch break at work. From Kate Speckman, and she is one of the uppers at Stampin' Up, and she reached out to me and wanted to know my how I got started with Stampin' Up and if I had any questions, and we chatted for about 30 minutes. So thank you so much, Kate. I really do appreciate this card from you, and it's so simple, you guys. All she did was use crumb cake cardstock, right? A white chalk marker, make those lines, and 1/2-inch strips. That's pretty much very basic, but it's a wow card if you ask me. Don't you guys think that is so simple and so easy to mass produce and so easy to use up your strips? And you guys know I use my strips all the time. All right, so that is it for my card sharing. So again, if you would like me to showcase one of your cards, none of you guys gave me permission to do this, but I wanted to give you guys a shout out because you guys make some great cards. So thank you so much for sending me some happy mail. It just makes my day after a long day at work. Okay, so next up is my drawing. So on my YouTube channel, you could email me to be in the drawing for one of these cards. So guess what? I only got 3, right? 3 names, 3 emails. And I don't know what I just did with my jar. It's here. So that's all I got. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away these 2, of course. And whoever's name doesn't get drawn tonight is going to get one of the cards I make tonight, because I just can't not give somebody something, right? So you get a consolation prize. You're going to get one of the cards I make tonight. So I'm going to put the 3 names in here. I'm going to shake up this little jar, and we're going to pick, the first one is going to get the silver one. And this is embossed with the silver foil. I mean, not silver foil, silver embossing powder. And this one is with clear with the fresh freesia. I made these last on, I think I made them. I think I made them last week. Who the heck knows, right? Every day for me just kind of just goes together. All right, so the first name I'm going to pick, I'm looking up at my cat. That's on a picture of my cat on my wall, and I didn't look. So number 1 is going to go to Carla, A. So Carla, you're going to win this one. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, and I'll get this in the mail for you tomorrow, so congratulations. And then the next one, made on Friday. Thanks, Louise. All right, the next one is going to get this one, and let's see who this one is. This one goes to Jean Ann or Kay, so thank you. I think you're on here. If not, you will be. I know you will be, because you usually come. She's out in the West Coast, so it's a little earlier for you. I'll get this in the mail for you. And then the last one is Teresa. So Teresa, you're going to tell me, you're going to email me tonight which card that you want out of the 4 that I make. All right, so I didn't want you to not get one, so you're just going to let me know what one you would like. Okay, so I am not going to be doing, I don't think I'm going to be doing a YouTube live on Christmas Eve, because my son is coming, and he's here for the weekend. He's spending 2 nights here, which is a shocker. I'm not able to, our Connecticut family's not able to come up until Saturday, because my grandson got COVID. So unfortunately, they can't come, and he's doing okay. But it was a little shocker. 2.5-year-old grandson getting COVID. So see, it can happen to anybody, right? And those little kids under 5 years old that can't get vaccinated, I feel for them. We just have to be super careful. So they're going to come up January 23rd. So my daughter-in-law will be back to work as a nurse in a children's hospital. So we got to work in. That's the only weekend that they can actually come up in January, because they both work full-time and they got kids. So I'm going to give away the game. Okay, so Celebration is going to be coming up in January 4th. If you're a demonstrator, you're already taking advantage of it by putting in your pre-order and all your orders. So that's really a great benefit to being a demonstrator. I came across, okay, I cleaned out my desk. Okay, a couple weeks ago, I came across this stamp set that came from Celebration. I think like 2 celebrations ago, maybe 3. It's never been used, and I thought, you know what? It's not current, so I'm going to give it away. So if you would like to be in the drawing for the Gangs All Mirror, you can email me at inspiredbygraham@gmail.com, and I'm going to pick this on Christmas Eve. And if I do come on live, it will be on my YouTube channel, and I will send an email out. So it all just depends on if he's actually going to arrive on the 24th or on Christmas. So Mark, he just kind of flies off the seat of his pants, and sometimes I just never know. So we're going to play it by ear. So again, if you would like to have this stamp set and be in the drawing, US only, I will just email me and I'll put you on the list. All right, Card Club for December. It's featuring Expressions in Ink. I still have 2 slots left. It expires at 8 o'clock tonight, but actually it's not going to expire until I finish my live tonight, because I can't order all the products at 8 o'clock and teach you guys this class that I'm going to be teaching you tonight. So you still have some time to sign up. Many of you that are watching me tonight already belong, so you guys will already see these cards. I always show my customers and my card club members the cards that we will be making for that month. I don't like to have any surprises, so they can see, they can order the stamp set ahead of time if they want to, or they can just use whatever they want. I make them generic enough, and everyone is happy. So $39 a month will get you 8 sets of cards and all the supplies you'll need, except for the adhesive. I don't throw that in, and the inks and the stamp sets, okay? Those you can order ahead of time or use what you have in your craft room. So these are the 4 card designs. Again, 2 of each. And on the inside on this one, I really love that stamp set. And you can see where I made a hot mess of that. I don't know how I did that. Probably was on the side of my fingers. This is our gift card holder card. Love this design as well. I love Pear Pizzazz. It's a nice little soft green color. And there's the thanks for the shaded spruce. And then the happy birthday card. I'm like almost out of birthday cards, so I really need to mass produce some of those. So this one is very simple. You could get away with this bow and call it good, and probably send this in the mail if you use the smaller rhinestones without any extra charge from the Postal Service. So those are the 4 card designs, 8 of each. You'll get a 6x12 pack of the instructions in ink, a full bolt of the ribbon, and a full package of the basic pearls. So I'm working on that after I get done here tonight. Actually, after I place my order. Okay, so what are we making tonight? Well, guess what? I got January Card Club all designed and ready to go, you guys. Woohoo! Give me a high five. We are going to be using the Flowers of Home dies. And basically, it's the Blessings of Home bundle. It's priced at $51.25, I believe, in the catalog. So this is available for customers January 4th. Highly recommend you add it to your order. The stamp set is this one right here. We're going to be using every single stamp in this cling stamp set tonight. And sorry, there's a glare there. Let me just hold it like that and see if that looks better. These, I made this little diagram here for you so you can kind of see the stamps and how they're die cut out. Okay, those 2 flowers. All the dies that come in here, I did some in Garden Green, some fresh freesia, some pale papaya, and here's some little flowers there that come 3. There's 1 die that cuts out all 3. And we got this little miniature one. And then here are all the stamps in here too. So it's got birthday, kind of a thinking of you, thank you, beautiful day, and then a blessing. So really nice stamp set. I hope they carry this one over to the annual catalog that will be coming out in late spring. I love this one. I would love to spend some more time with some memento and some watercoloring on this. This would look really, really nice. And maybe embossed in gold and then kind of watercolored. So really need to experiment with this one. But this is what we're going to be using tonight. And for Card Club, I think I have it priced out correctly. I'll just need to double check. So 6x12 pack of the paper there. Let me just grab it. I can't show you the catalog because it's not, I can't do that. That's against Stampin' Up policy right now, but it's called the Heart and Home. We're going to be using almost all of the, at least 8 patterns, maybe more. This is one of the cards we're going to be making tonight. And if I had a guess, this is the one who won that card? Carla, I think. Let me just, yeah, no, Teresa. I have a feeling this is one that she's going to get or want, but I love this. For January Card Club, people are going to need to have their blends or their own markers or watercolor pencils to do this. But you can use any stamps that you want. And then, so that's some of the paper we're going to be using. See, this is wood grain in gray and white, really beautiful. Then the next card we're going to be making tonight is this one. It's all Misty Moonlight, except for I don't have Misty Moonlight in my ink collection. One, because I didn't really like the in colors, and so I didn't invest in them last year. So I went with Night of Navy, and that works perfectly, I think. And then on the inside, look at that beautiful stamp set, you guys. Really pretty. I added Wink of Stella on this huge flower right here. So we'll be doing that. Here's this one here. Tasteful Labels dies. I actually teamed these up two together with Garden Green and the white. And this die here, I wanted to see what it looked like, die cut out, because sometimes you can't tell with the dies, and I think it's really pretty. And Pale Papaya, I added those 3 little matte white dots, and those are new dots from the annual or the mini catalog, so you'll get a pack of those as well. And then remember this card? Okay, so I couldn't not offer this one in Card Club because it's so pretty. What I didn't do is I did not add the vellum there. I just wanted to make it a little bit more simple. Plus, I've got to die cut these 3 pieces, actually 4 times. So 44 of these. I have 22 members, so 22 times 2. So every single one of them. Again, I'm trying to reach 25 is my goal in the next few months. And of course, I didn't design the inside of this one yet, but it'll be fairly simple. I'll probably just use one of those pretty stamps there. So we're going to get started making these cards. I really love Card Club. It inspires me every single month to make cards for you guys and design them. If you want to belong to the current one right now, there is a link on my website to do so, inspiredbygraham.com. You'll need to do that really quickly, because I'm going to be closing it out right after I get done stamping with you guys tonight, because I need to place my order and have it 2 days shipped, and it'll get shipped tomorrow. So, all right, I've got to cheat here, and I've got to look at my designs. Oh, this is the one we're going to use first. Okay, this is my favorite out of all 4 cards. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the pieces out that we need to stamp with first. Just because that's how I rock and roll here most of the time. Got everything pre-cut ahead of time. I think I'll remember the sizes, but who knows? And who would have thought, like, basic gray and cinnamon cider actually look really nice together. Now, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I think it looks really nice. So that's what we're going to get for Card Club, hopefully. Hopefully the card stock is not on back order. I did not check. Okay, so what we're going to do is stamp first. Like I said a million times, I just got to see what I did on the inside. So this one's blank. That's good. All right, so we're going to be using basic gray. So I've got basic gray right here. It's one color I don't use a lot, but it is a nice color. This is going to be a thank you card. And I'm not looking at many comments, so hopefully I would say yell at me if you are wanting to ask a question, but I'll go through them at the very end, or maybe in between each card. That might be easier. Okay, so I just inked that up. Thank you for inspiring me. I used a, what is this, a C block, and that's super easy, right? So let's make sure we stamp our envelope. So with that envelope, what did I use? I think I want to use just the stamp set, because I'm only using one color, and that is gray. And when I make Card Club, I try to just focus on a few different colors, because not everybody has all the ink pads that I have, and I don't like to go like overboard on the inks. Okay, so that's easy. This one's easy. Now this one here is going to be a scrap. It's a scrap that we're going to need to ink up our flower, and we're going to be using Stampin' Blends tonight. So when we use Stampin' Blends, we need to use the Memento Black, and I take my ink pad to the cling stamp set, and I just kind of just put it on here. I kind of just rock and roll it like this, and I just make sure. I think I really screwed up over there. Hold on, let me just stamp over here. Yeah, I I was just talking too much, you guys, and I got carried away with my memento. So let me just start over. Get my Stampin' Scrub here and just clean that off. And we're going to start over again. Okay, refocus. All right, so I've got my memento and I'm just going to tap it. First I tap it and then I kind of like give it a little dance back and forth, okay? And then I'm just going to stamp this right down straight on, it doesn't actually have to be straight, on that white. So we've got a nice clear image here. And this was mounted on my newest block, which is an eye block. I just recently purchased this back in August. And I thank Lisa Thompson for letting me know about the eye block. I didn't have one. She brought one to my stamp retreat and I said, what is that? And she convinced me to buy one, and I love it. It's really nice. So, okay, enough of that. We are going to be using Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, and Pale Papaya. So I'm not a blender. I'm gonna zoom in, maybe. Let me see if I can do that. Ooh, I think I can. I'll just have to remember to, there we go. So you can see me do some blending. So I'm using the dark Pale Papaya. And what I do is I just kind of go over the dark lines on the image and around like that circle there. All right, and then here's some more. And then some up here. I'm just scribbling basically. Okay, and then over here we've got some little tiny ones and I'm just going to dot it. There's a lot of little ones here. I'm just dotting it because it's the easiest way for me to color in something small like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my light Daffodil Delight. I think I want light. And I'm just going to color over the Pale Papaya and then into each of those leaves. Now when I'm doing this, what's happening is some of that Pale Papaya is going actually up. It's blending up into that area. So basically I'm pushing that ink up into that petal a little bit higher, but you really don't notice it until after that ink starts to dry. So I'm just kind of going over, I'll go over the middle here. I want that a little yellow. And then I'm going to go over here really slowly. And then I'm going to push some of that Pale Papaya up into the petals there. Go back here and see where I missed a little bit. Now over here, I'm just going to kind of tap it very lightly. Try to stay within the lines. There's no right or wrong. You can do whatever you want. We are going to die cut this out. So we'll see how it goes. Now, I think I would like a little bit more of that Pale Papaya. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light and I'm just going to go over that dark area where those little lines are on all those flowers. And I'm just going to push this layer of color into that area there. Okay. Maybe go over the middle a little bit, darken that. And then let's give these over here a little bit more of that Pale Papaya, just a little bit lighter. Now this is going to dry a little bit lighter. Okay. Now you can already see the difference in this one. So I'm probably going to go back over this one more time after this kind of dries. I'm going to focus on the foliage part now. So I'm going to take my dark Old Olive and I'm just going to very little bit, because this is super dark, I'm barely touching the paper. I'm kind of dancing over the lines because this is a brand new Old Olive. and it's super juicy. So I'm just kind of just going in here and get some down here. Okay, and now I'm gonna cap that one, and I'm gonna use, oops, I forgot these up here. So let me just add some darkness here. Okay, now we're going to cap that one, and now I'm gonna bring out the light old olive and just fill these in. Now I could have die cut this first and then blended the colors, because if I don't die cut this right, I've spent a ton of time coloring this. So some people like to die cut first and then color their image. For me, I like the control of having this big piece of paper, the basic white. I'm able to hold it with my left hand while I color with my right. It's just a personal preference. What do you guys do? Do you guys die cut first, or do you kind of do what I do? I color first and then die cut, and hopefully I get it all correct. Okay, so I'm getting this last one in here. And now I got to do the stems here. Very small, thin lines there. Okay, so I'm going to go back over. I can't do anything straight. I have to always use the Stamparatus, and the Stamparatus is just fine. It's my favorite tool. Love it. Okay. All right. So, okay. I'm sorry. I got. Oh man, I gotta refocus. I was reading the comments and see what happens. I stopped designing for you guys. Okay, so I'm taking this dark pale papaya, and I want to add some more orange to this here. So I'm just gonna blend up in there and just leave those tips yellow. Okay. And then I'm gonna do, don't yell, I'm going to add one more layer of yellow, light daffodil, right over these, because this is the focal point. This is what you want to be the best of the best on your card, okay? Phew, all right, one thing, I need to take a break because I need to turn my heater off. Hold on. Okay, there we go. It's really cold upstairs, and I had the space heater that we just got for me, and downstairs it's like toasty. So anyway, it's warm enough in here. It's like probably 75 degrees now. All right, so now I'm going to die cut. So we're going to take that mini cut and emboss machine that I used last week. Let's open it up. And then my plates. I do not use the white plate. I use plate number 3 because it grips better. Then plate number 2. And then, let me move this up a little bit. There's my beautiful focal point. And then I've got my die here. And I need a piece of washi tape. I should have taken this off the spool earlier. And I probably can't find the end. There it is. This is super old, and it just comes off in pieces now because it's super old. Okay, so now I'm going to line up this die. I'm looking at the tip of that foliage, and then I'm looking at the stem down here, and then I'm going to look over here, and then I'm looking over here, and I'm going to try to get it the best I can. So I'm going to add this washi tape on there so it doesn't move. I just replaced these plates so it does die cut a little bit better. They were kind of bowed after definitely a lot of use. And now it goes through so smoothly like butter. So I'm just going to bring this all the way back. And let's see what I got. Hopefully it did die cut beautifully. It's beautiful, you guys. So cool. I did that really well. I'm proud of myself. I'm patting myself on my back. Okay, let's close this baby up. This is probably going to be like a 2-hour class. Just want you to know. It's just because I may not be live on Friday and I want to spend time with you guys. So I'll do my best to pick it up. Again, you can always watch the replay if this is too much for you. Okay, so let's make this one and we'll move on to the second one. So here we go with cinnamon cider, your A2 card, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have this piece of basic gray, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have, you think I would remember this paper, but I don't, because for me, I am still learning all this product, and you think I would know it because it's going to be Clark Club next month, and I just spaced it. Hold on. I'm going to find it. Heart and Home. Heart and Home. Okay. So Heart and Home is going to go on here, and this is cut 3 3/4 by 5, so that's easy for my card club members to remember. And then we have basic gray, which is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and then this is 3 by 4. So really simple measurements for people to remember. So doesn't that look really nice? Look at gray. Like, this is better than brown. Like, I love the white and grays. All right, I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal today, you guys. All right, so we're just adding it to the 4 corners and then a little bit in the middle. And then we are going to add this panel with about 1/8 inch border on all 4 sides. Super easy. Let's flip this one over, and we're going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to this one. And only 4 corners. If you bring them in about 1/2 inch, you don't need to put one in the middle because these 4 Stampin' Dimensionals will support the panel. So let's give them a nice little press. And then this is the last card I designed, or no, next to the last one. And I already made one that is kind of like, oops, hold on. Let me show you in just a second. So let's add this one. This is really pretty too, right? You could go backwards with the designs too. So very forgiving paper. And I love the cute little bees on there. You could color in their wings with the Wink of Stella and it would look really so awesome. All right, so then that's layered. This is going to just get layered on that cinnamon cider, really easy, just like this. Or you could use your Stampin' Dimensionals and pop it up, whatever works best for you. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna make this flat. Okay, it's directional too, so you'll have to remember when you cut your paper that you're cutting it the correct way. Then I toyed with the idea, okay, do I want it straight like this? I already have one card designed like that. And then with the focal point here, like straight, or do I want to kind of rearrange it so it's angled? And I like it angled. So that's super simple to do. All you need to do is angle this panel. And when I look at it, I look at this corner down here on the right side, and then I look at this corner up here. Okay, those are the first 2 corners I look at, and then I kind of try to get them equal distance from the point to the edge there. And then I look at the opposite corner, oh my gosh, the opposite corners. So this is equal distance here and here, and then here and here, and then we'll just give it a little love and press it down. Now this one here can confuse you because these boards are now kind of crooked. They're not going straight like you think they should. They are angled crooked, okay? But that's for a reason. We're gonna add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back side of this one because see, if you don't, it's gonna get lost, okay? So highly recommend that you have Stampin' Dimensionals. I think I priced it where you'll get at least 1 sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm gonna double check that. And I'll let you know when I market this. It won't be like right now. It'll be probably like January. I could market it January. Actually, as soon as I ship my other one, I could market it. So anyway, if you use your grid paper, okay, you can do it that way. You can look at this line here that goes all the way up to that stem. And then the point of this leaf is on this one too, okay? And I have it too far over, so let me just make sure this is straight. And then it's in the middle, so let me get that there. Okay, so this stem, pretend this is straight, and we're just going to put that, so this flower is going straight up. This is still angled. It kind of ties, or like, it kind of like drives your eyes crazy, but when you add this one, it even is crazier, right? Okay, so this one is going to need one Stampin' Up! Dimensional under the T and the H. So let me grab one of those. And we're just going to add it right there. And then your regular adhesive is going to go on this part here, because this is the part that's going to touch this panel over here. And I wanted to cover up this stem here and bring it, actually, I need to move the Stampin' Dimensional right to the edge. You might want to just use half of one, but you want to cover up this stem. And I want a little bit of that designer series paper showing over here. So let's try that again. Okay, that is straight. Oops, no, it's not straight. Okay, there we go. I think it's straight. No, it's not. Oh my goodness. Get a ruler out if you really want it like really straight. Okay, so that's that. Then you're going to need your linen thread, which you'll get a spool of linen thread. And you can see I've already made all my bows, so that will be quicker. And then I just added one bow right there. And I let it really be long because it wants to be flowing, okay? These are super long, so what you're going to want to do is just take your scissors, your ribbon scissors, or some that you only use for ribbon or twine, just cut them down a little bit. You could take your bone folder. I don't know if you've ever done this. You can take your bone folder and kind of curl these with your bone folder instead of having them straight. You can add some texture with a bone folder. The next step would be to, let's see, add this panel here. I don't even know why I have this one. I don't know why. I'm missing my strip of designer series paper, but you'll get the idea. I would add a strip here. It probably, I think I know what I did with it. I put it away. I didn't think I needed it, or it was left on my desk and it probably fell out of my envelope, but I'll add it a little bit later after the fact. So we have this white panel. Pretend there's a strip of that white, or the designer series paper. I would make it like this. Just like that one, I'd use the B paper. If you want, you can jazz up this center flower. Like I said, I used Wink Stella on the example there. And all I did was I kind of colored in the main flower and only the main flower. And I'm just using the brush, and the brush is liquid, so it's going to move that ink color around. And just get right down there. And you probably can't see it, but it's nice and glittery. And then the next thing we're going to add are the classic matte dots. These are brand new in the mini catalog. Black, basic gray, a vanilla, and a white. So I used the whites on this card design. So we're just going to put one large one. Actually, I used the vanilla ones, but you know what? I'm going with white because that's what I'm rocking with. And then one we'll put down here, over there. Okay, so we have our triangle, boom, boom, and then way over here is the point. So that is your card number 1. So let me just bring them close together here. On this one, I actually used black ink instead of gray. So you can kind of see the difference. You can definitely use Memento Black. That's kind of a staple in our craft room. But there's this envelope. And the envelope in basic black is over here. So that's card number 1. You can see they're a little bit different. You're never going to get them exactly the same. This is a little bit more orange and this is a little bit lighter. So that is, that's your first card. So while you're looking at these, I'm going to just scroll down and see if there's any questions before I go move on to card number 2. Let's see. Okay, looks like so far so good. All right. Yes, take some time off. I deserve it. Yeah, that's hard for me to do that. But I want to tell you guys, I slept in Saturday and Sunday until almost 8 a.m. So you got to love that. All right. All right. Love those colors. Hey, Joanne, nice to see you. I'm coming back to Facebook on Mondays. Okay, and Jean Ann's there. Hey, Jean Ann, you won one of those cards, so you'll get one in the mail. All right. All right, so we're going to move to card number 2. I'm not sure which that one is, and we'll see which one is on my pile next and go from there. So it looks like it's the green one with the garden green. So let me just find that one. Oh, it's that one. This is the last one I designed. I really love how this was layered and just the prettiness of the paper here in the greens. You could emboss this strip of green, garden green here, but leaving it plain too is just fine. So, all right, let's get started with this one. We are going to stamp first. So here's our envelope. On the inside, I just made it blank. Okay, you can do whatever you want. And we need this one. Okay, so garden green is the color for this card here. You definitely could get away with using black on almost every stamp that we stamp with today. This is a Tasteful Labels die. It is embossed on the edge here, so you'll need to make sure that you're stamping on the correct way. Well, your second choice, if you don't stamp very well on the first, you've just got the back side and it just doesn't have that embossed edge. All right, so I've got my stamp here. This is on a paper pumpkin block, one I got a long time ago. And let me just bring this closer here so I can stamp. It's a little bit harder block to stamp with than our D block, but I did okay on that one. And now let me bring in the envelope. Let's make sure our flap is going correct. And then we'll stamp right there. Easy, easy, right? You can use whatever stamp set you have in your craft room with my card club. Again, if you're just coming on, these are the cards that I've already designed for you for January. So you're getting a head start on my design work here and just kind of showing what I'm offering here. Again, I'm trying to expand that out to 25. So that means 3 new people. Okay, so with this panel here, we need to trim it down. So let me see. All right, so this is cut. You're going to cut it 4 by 5 1/4 first. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take off. You're going to cut it down to, I kind of have to measure this again because I don't have my notes here. I think it's 1 inch. Yep, 1 inch. Okay. So 1 inch. So what I did was I just took my paper and put it to the 1 inch line there and just cut it off. Okay. It's easier to cut it 4 by 5 1/4, then cut 1 inch off than to just kind of cut 3 and then 1. So Just, and this is directional, by the way, and I didn't mention that. Okay, so we're gonna take our basic white. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I like to use my liquid glue on this one because you wanna get this one as straight as possible. And I think my liquid glue is almost out again, so hopefully it will last me through this card. So this is like a 1-inch panel, so 1 by 5 1/4, and this is just gonna get put right on the edge there. And then this one here is just gonna get matted on here. Now, if you put this one over too far and you don't have as much border, well, it's okay. You can just kind of overlap them a little bit because you're gonna have this strip of garden green on the top here, and that'll be just fine. So we're just gonna add our liquid glue, and then we're going to add this right to the front. And I'm actually lining mine up seam to seam. Now I just noticed this one, it needs to be cut down a little bit. I was gonna go edge to edge on this one, but I think it's better at 5 1/4. So let me just trim off 1/4 of an inch. So this is garden green, and it's a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and it's simply going to go over the middle of that border there. You can use, let me get rid of my glue because I don't want sticky hands. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal and add strips of about 1/2 inch, putting this centered on that seam. Okay. Then the next thing is really super easy. You have a piece of 3 by 4, and just add your Stampin' Seal. And this is gonna get layered onto a garden green panel, which is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So a small little border. We'll flip this one over, and we'll add our 4 Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, if you bring them in 1/2 inch, you don't need one right there. Okay, save your Stampin' Dimensionals for the next project. Just peel those off. Throw those in my bucket. And then this one here is gonna get adhered. Now you kind of want to look at it because this is somewhat directional paper. Just make sure your flowers are going the correct way. I'm overhanging it here by 1/2 inch. And I'm just looking at this here and this, making sure there's equal distance. Okay. And then we'll press it down. The next thing is we're going to layer these 2 Tasteful Label dies to each other. And then we're going to add Stampin' Dimensionals. Ooh, that is not straight. Let's do that over again. If you're really careful, you can fix that. Okay. That's good, okay? Now flip this one over and add some more Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm only going to add 2. And then this one here, I'm just going to place for right now. I'm not going to stick it down. Okay, just like that. Because I want to just see this beautiful die cut floral piece can be cut in any color really. And then it's going to go on here. But I just kind of want to look at it first to see if I want this sentiment over a little bit more. I kind of like it so that, let me just show you. I want it so that this floral piece is kind of in the center of that garden green strip, okay? So that means I gotta slide this over. I want this on the sentiment. So when I think I have that in the center, then I'm gonna press, ooh, that's still too high. Drop it down just a little bit. Okay, that's good. Now this piece here, I added a Stampin' Dimensional, just one, to the center piece of that biggest part of the die cut. And it's a regular Stampin' Dimensional size. Even though you're gonna see through it, that's okay, because we're gonna add some embellishments over it. And then, well, let's put this right here. And then I have a strip of that Designer Series paper here. And I did cut it directional. It is directional and it's not sideways, so that's good. And this is cut 3 3/4 by 3, I think it's almost 3/4 of an inch, okay? So you've got a white border on the right bottom and left side, okay? Now we're gonna take those dots here, again, they're called classic matte dots, and we'll use our take your pick tool. And I think with this one, I'm going to, I used white on that last card. I used the vanilla one. So on this one, I'm gonna use white. And I'm gonna add a large one in the middle here. And then we're going to add a little tinier one, smaller one, right next to it. And then we'll pick up another one and add it to that center there. Let me just move this one over. There's just a little bit of a space there. I want them touching. So that covers up that Stampin' Dimensional and adds a nice little embellishment there. And then we're just going to take a few more of these pretty white matte dots, and we're just going to put them throughout. Let's see, 1, 2, and let's use a little one because we have more of the littler ones. Maybe right there. Okay, so that is card number 2. Okay, we've got that one, and then here is my original design. And I did use the same dots on this card here. I love how this piece of wood grain paper breaks up the floral image here. And then this just adds that pop of lightness and kind of like more of a softer touch. We've got dark tones and light tones all together on that one. So that is card number 2 for you. And here's the one that we just made, and I was talking to you about how I angled this one because I didn't want 2 cards in club to be kind of designed the same way. I wanted to show how you can just angle it and it makes such a different presentation. All right, so that's card 2. Okay, next one. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Let's see. Tall screening in the stamp set. Yeah, it's a different kind of a design. And I think that punch, what is it called? The tailored tag punch might work. I didn't get a chance to try it. That it might work in it. So that is card 2. Card number 3 is going to be the one that we made earlier on my last live, but without the vellum cardstock. So you guys saw me put this one together already, but it won't take as long because we don't have that heat embossing. So we have this piece here, and I did not design the inside of this one, so I'm going to take 2 panels that I have already cut up to the top of my desk here, and we're going to stamp 2 of those. Now, I think I'm going to use a floral stamp to do the envelope and the inside panel. And I think I might want to try some background stamping on this little tag here, and we're going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to be daring with the cards today on this design at least. So let's get out our fresh freesia. and we can, let's see, we can get through this together. And then I'm going to take, I think the larger stamp here. Let me think. Now I'm going to use this one here for that background and the envelope and inside. So let me quickly clean that stamp because it's got the Memento black on it and we don't want to contaminate my ink pad here. Okay, that was quick. Okay, so we're going to stamp the sentiment first, again in fresh freesia. Oh, that is like super crooked, but that is the way it goes because there's only one side of that one. And then let's stamp the envelope. Again, I'm going to stamp with this beautiful flower here, and we're going to just, I'm going to stamp it going straight up. See how pretty that is? And then on the inside panel, we're going to stamp that. And it's okay if you stamp off the edge, it's not a problem. And then there's that one. Now, I did forget that I was going to do a background on that one, so I'm going to wing it. So this is what when I try to test, I go first, second, and second generation, and maybe a third generation, just to kind of see. And then, let me grab that stamp. It's right there. And then we're going to, we know that's not going to work. And will this one work? I think third generation ink on this. So what you do is you're going to ink up 1, 2, and then 3. So what happens is you get this nice little background design here. And since this is crooked, I admit it's really crooked, but it kind of does take away from the crookedness, if you ask me. Okay, so let's close this ink pad up and we're going to get started assembling this one. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this inside panel and I'm just going to add my seal to all 4 corners there and add it to the card that we've already got done. Oh geez. Hopefully I just didn't lose some of those. And then this one just gets set down here in this inside here. So that's our card that's completed. All right, so here's our panel, and this is going to be tight, you guys. So you may want to change up the sizes. I'm going to use 1/8 of an inch because I just like that really small border. So I'm going to place these here just to get a look at it, okay? And it's going to be super, super fine. So you're going to want to definitely use your liquid glue on this one. Trust me, it's a 1/16 of an inch. And I give all the directions on what size to cut your designer series paper down. And if you want to do something a little different, and that's perfectly fine. Some people do have a hard time working with 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch. I get it. I used to be one of those people, but card designing has helped me get over my fear of 1/8 and 1/16 of an inch. So I'm good with it now. As long as I feel like if you use it a lot, then you're okay. All right, so I'm just simply adding these panels down 1/16 of an inch with some liquid glue so I can move it into place. All right, so that's good. And you can always press it from the behind as well, just to make sure it's super stuck on there. The next thing we will do is add our Stampin' Dimensionals. This one, since it's a much bigger panel than the ones before, you're going to want to add a Stampin' Dimensional in the middle. And then, let's see. We've got that. Now we're going to add our linen thread. We're going to wrap it around 3 times. And hopefully I have enough left on my spool, which is on my desk. There it is. This is all I have left. I have some more, but I don't want to open up the package, so we will open it up if I need to. Let me just take it all off the spool there. Okay, so when you're wrapping this around, because we're going to be tying a bow, you want to have it extended way over the edge. And it's going to get wrapped around where that little seam is. Oh, you know what? I need some more, so let me just go grab my new one. I keep all my linen thread in an old wood mount case that I got a long time ago, and it really is perfect size. So let's just break out this new linen thread spool. And try to find the end. Hopefully we can. It's not going to take me like 5 hours to do this. There it is, I think. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm coming around the back side, and then I want about 4 to 5 inches off to the left here, okay? Actually, hold on the top. So 1, 2, and 3, and then bring it all the way around and all the way over. Okay. Now, if it's easier for you, you can open up your card right now. Just make sure it's going the correct way, and then set it down. And now we're going to trim this off, and then just kind of move it in place for right now. And then we will wrap this all the way underneath and tie a knot. Use your middle finger there to just keep it in place, or some tweezers. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to press those Stampin' Dimensionals down. Oh, actually, I didn't even take them off. Only one of them. Let me just, there we go. Well, that one is good, but some of them I didn't, so there we go. Here's another one. Okay. So again, this is going to go right down on the card front. And now I'm going to make a quick bow. And you kind of want it, kind of big and flowing, just like that first card we made. And now you're going to split the ends here. Leave one in the middle, and then split out the 2. Okay. Then we're going to take your sentiment. We're going to slide this under here, but we will need to add some Stampin' Dimensionals on here because you need a little bit of lift over top of the linen thread. 2 should work. It's a small sentiment panel. This is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. We're going to slide this under, and I want to be able to see some of this linen thread over here, and then just give it a good press. And you'll be able to tell if that's going to stay on there or not. We're going to add the inside panel next. And then just add this on the inside with all the top, bottom, left, and right equal. The last step is to add our die cuts. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm probably lost a few. I'm doing opposite colors. You can see here I used Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and Garden Green. I found them. They're on my floor. Okay. Now I will die cut all of these, promise you. You'll get opposite colors because it'll be easier to die cut all the ones I need to die cut and much quicker. So I start with the larger one first. And I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'll add it to more of the stem part. And then we're going to slide this one right underneath the sentiment label and just kind of angle it up. It's okay if it's loose at the top, that's what you want. The next is going to be that greenery. So we'll add a little bit more of that liquid glue and add this one kind of off to the side, going the other direction. And this little itty bitty flower here, which is so cute. We're just gonna add a little bit more glue. And we'll pop this one off, slide it under there, and kind of off to the left of the foliage there. And it's loose, okay? You want it to be loose. I'm gonna fuss with this bow a little bit more just to downsize it, but I do want it to be long. I'm just going to trim off a 1/2 inch on the tails. And then the final step is going to be adding the basic gray dots. So we're going to take a large one and I'm looking for the white areas of the paper, okay? So here's one right here, which is a bigger area. Then I'm going to take a little tiny one and find another smaller area. Let's go over here, and then another small dot, and we'll put it way up here. Okay, so that is card number 2. You can kind of see the difference. We've got a more cleaner sentiment panel on the card on the left with the opposite flowers there. And then we have one here that has the background border, and that is in 3rd generation ink. So, and then we have, here's one envelope that we have stamped with a flower, and then one that we have with a sentiment. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want on that. Those work really nicely together. So there's card 1 and card number 2 for you. So we have one more card left, and that's with the Misty Moonlight. All right, so let's go with that one. It looks like this. We'll do some die cutting, but we are using that really large, beautiful stamp with the flowers and the foliage. It's so pretty, but it looks really nice, just stamped in Night of Navy as well. All right, so let me get my kit here. All right, so we have, let me just grab some white scrap right here. Hold on. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of white. One is going to be for the inside, and one is going to be for stamping. Got a lot of things here. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to stamp that large flower with the Night of Navy. So I have, here's the stamp. It is on an E block, so you need to have a really large block for this one. And then let me grab my Night of Navy ink here. I take the stamp pad to the red rubber, and I'm just patting it all the way around. And then I'm just going to stamp this right on top of that scrap. And just give it a few seconds for that ink to go into the white. Now, if you go really quick, you could take your Wink of Stella. You can leave it like this if you want, it's beautiful. But if you want to give it and push some of this blue up into the petals, just take your Wink of Stella and brush it towards the edge of the petal. I'm only going to focus on the middle focal point rather than all of them. Okay, I'm just going to do a kind of a monochromatic card for you. That way, if you only have a few ink pads in your craft room, well, that's okay. You can do something as simple as this. This is a great card to learn a lot of basics in card making. You've got easy stamping, and you've got easy layering, and you've got some embellishments to call it good. So we're gonna set this one aside because that Wink of Stella needs to dry, but you can kind of see, hopefully, how glittery it is. Looks super fun. Now we're going to take this strip here of white. This is 1/2 inch by, I think it's like 3 or something like that. And we're going to stamp Have a Perfect Birthday in Night of Navy ink, and hopefully I can get this straight. I'm going to bring it closer to me just so I can hopefully get this straight for you. Not too bad. And then on the inside, we're going to take that same stamp with a large, beautiful flower. We are going to stamp our envelope. So let's re-ink this. And I'm just going to stamp it right on that envelope. Isn't that beautiful? And now we're going to take our basic white panel, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to re-ink that cling stamp set. Cling stamp. And then we're just going to angle it over there. Sweet. Look at that. It's so pretty. And there's not a lot of room to write. So if you really struggle with writing messages on the inside of your card, well, there's not a lot of white there, so you don't really have to stamp much at all. All right, so let's kind of assemble. Well, that one up there is still, I can tell it's drying. So we're going to take our Misty Moonlight, again, 5 1/2, it's 5 1/2, 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and this is a piece of your beautiful paper. I can never remember the name. It's too late. I worked all day. You'll have to cut me some slack. Okay. Heart and Home, I think it's called. Yeah, Heart and Home. All right, so I'm just taking my seal and adding it to all 4 corners. It's not directional, so don't worry about it. It's 4 by 5 1/4. Adding it to the Misty Moonlight. Then we're going to take, oh shoot. I don't think I cut my Misty Moonlight. At least I don't see it. So that's probably why I put that Misty Moonlight paper away, because I didn't think I needed it. All right. So you're gonna see me cut some paper. This is Misty Moonlight, and I wanna cut it 4 1/4. So 2 hash marks over to the left. 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. There we go. And then you're going to layer this panel with some of that wood grain paper. This is cut 3 by 4, which is great because you can maximize your designer series paper to the fullest. And just adding your seal to all 4 corners and a little bit in the middle. And then we're just going to add this one here. Flip this over and you're going to add 4 Stampin' Dimensionals. 1 to each corner, again bringing them in about 1/2 inch, so you don't need to add one in the middle. Save your dimensional, press them good so they don't come back off, and peel those off. Then we're going to layer this one right in the middle. Okay, next step is to add your strips. So this sentiment strip here is going to get layered right on this Misty Moonlight panel, which is 1/2 inch. I think it's by 3. Let me see, where are the inches? I have this on metric and I have no idea, so we'll just pretend it's 3. You can just add your seal, and then we're going to line this right up. Just about 1/4 inch, less than maybe. Just a hint of that Misty Moonlight on the bottom, so that looks pretty nice. And since that is still drying over there, I'm going to add my inside panel. And then this gets put right here. Now, let's die cut this one out. I'm going to take my mini cut and emboss machine, open it up, and there we've got the die here and the plates. I'm going to use my gray number 3, my clear acrylic 2. Now this is too big to go into your mini cut and emboss, but don't worry about that. All you need to do is just trim it down, or you just cut your panel a little bit smaller. I just took a scrap. Okay, I think it's good. You're going to take your die, and then we're going to line it up. I'm going to use some of that washi tape from before. I need just to get a small piece on it. And now I'm going to focus on these leaves over here because they're bigger and I can see them better with my eyes. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Let me just add my washi tape there. And we're going to add clear number 2. Let's make our sandwich. And then we're going to run this all the way through. And then I'm going to just run it all the way backwards. Okay, let's see how well I cut this. Let me just close this up. I love the mini cut and emboss. Make sure you have this. If you don't have it, add it to your Christmas list. There's still some time left, or your birthday present or what have you. I love mine. It just sits on my desk and it's easy to use. Okay, so this would look so pretty watercolored. If I had the time and hours to do that, I would totally watercolor this design. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to add our Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this large image here. And you can get away with 3. Don't overkill, okay? Don't overkill your Stampin' Dimensionals. There's no need. Save them. Make them last. Okay, so now we're going to look. To me, there's a right and wrong, okay? This is going downward. Make sure this is going up. See how those petals are going up towards the sun? And then we're going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these over here in this left corner. Just like that, okay? And then we're going to take this panel here and we're going to add it wherever you want to add it, okay? It's totally up to you. And I use Stampin' Dimensionals on this one. You guys are going to get sick and tired of me saying Stampin' Dimensionals, but I just love using them. So you only need 2. You definitely can't get away with 1. You need 2. And then we're just going to decide where we want to put this one. Okay, I think that looks good. It overhangs this Misty Moonlight. And now we're going to take one of those linen bows. I already created ahead of time. I have them with a glue dot. I'm just going to stick it on the sentiment label right over in that lower corner. Again, I'm going to use those tails. I want them to be long and flowing, not small this time, long. Now let's take those black dots, these are the matte dots you can get in the mini catalog come January 4th. So I'm going to take a larger one and then a smaller one and add those down here. And then I'm going to take a smaller one because you have more of the smaller ones, and I'll put it in the opposite corner. Whoa, I'm way off camera. Over there. Okay, so I think we are done. Yes, we are done. So let me, there's a lot going on here. So here is this one. And then this one. Same thing. It's almost identical really with the Wink Costello. This one's just a little bit, looks a little bit more runny, but that's okay. All right, so let's go over all the cards. Again, these are going to be my January Card Club designs. I hope you really like them. Let me know in the comment section. I would really like to know. We definitely are growing Card Club, okay? That is my goal, is to get to 25. So I need 3 more customers to do that. If you want to partake in December, it's still open until at some point tonight. I'm going to close it because I need to place my order, my 2-day order, so I can work on this over the break and ship on Monday, hopefully a week from today. So here's card number 2. Beautiful. And then we're going to throw in some green with Garden Green. So here's card number, another 2 cards. Again, with Card Club, you make 8 cards total. Let me actually zoom out. I think I just screwed up a little bit. Sorry. Let me drop my cards down. This is a really, I hate it when the grid paper gets to be a hot mess because it's so distracting. All right, I want to try to get all of these in here. And here's my favorite one. So Teresa, if you're still on here with me, make sure you email me and tell me which card you want. Just say Garden Green, Fresh Freesia, Misty Moonlight, or Cinnamon Cider. That will be easier for me, or just whatever the sentiment is on there. You won one of these. That's a consolation prize. So that is this one. Let me go over December Card Club. I do have it on here, and I know some of you are like Carol. Corey, you're on here. So nice to see you, Carol. I'm glad to see you're well. So this is December. It's going to be closing out in probably half an hour. So you can get the link on my website, inspiredbygraham.com. It's on the right side. And then you click that and it'll bring you to the constant contact email and description there. So it's only $39 a month. You can cancel at any time. And if you stick around for 6 consecutive months, you get $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Products from me as a gift. And then you can start all over to earn another $25. I have lots of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators in my card club. Most of them, I would say 80% are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. So you can be a demonstrator and belong to Card Club as well. So anyway, those are my cards for December using Expressions in Ink Designer Series papers. So, and then the last reminder is if you would like to, this stamp set I found in my desk, it's from Celebration. Celebration is coming up in January. And we all like to earn free product with Celebration. And we all like to join Stampin' Up! During Celebration because it's always the best time to join during Celebration. So if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you wish to be, please feel free to contact me. We would love you on our Inspired Daisies team. We have 16 team members. We're doing really well and we're from all over the United States. So it's really fun in stamping. And we have 15 hobbyists and 1 business-minded person other than myself. So I'm giving this stamp set away and it'll be given away on Christmas Eve. And it will be given away either live on YouTube or I will just give it away on Facebook. Depends on what I'm doing Christmas Eve and depends on when my son gets here. So inspiredbygraham@gmail.com. And I'm also doing a paper share, you guys. So that'll be closing out on the 28th of December. And all the details, again, are on my blog, inspiredbygraham.com. Thanks for sticking around with me. It was an hour and a half, I think. So not too bad, a little bit shorter than last week. I'm going to upload this on YouTube so you can look at it a little bit later. I will also keep it here on my Inspired by Graham Facebook page as well. So you guys take care and I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.